It was Mars that caused the bitter waters of Marah. The planet also caused the bitter waters of Egypt, as the Exodus account suggests, and throughout the entire globe, as wormwood will do in the coming apocalypse. But to name Mars as the source of the bitterness does not explain what the physical cause was and will be. What exactly caused the bitterness of the waters? Among the laws given to Moses during the encampment in the wilderness was a curious form of trial, called by the Lord the Law of Jealousies. When a husband became jealous of his wife, presuming her to be unfaithful to him, he was required to bring her to the priest with an offering. The priest would then test the wife for faithfulness with the drinking of bitter water. The priest made the bitter water himself as specified by the Lord. The priest then caused the woman to drink the bitter water. If she was guilty, her belly would swell and she would be cursed among the people. If not guilty, she would be free and childbearing. For our purpose here, the importance of the offering lies in the bitter water, and especially in its manufacture and composition. The bitter water was composed of holy water, which scholars presume came from the laver in the tabernacle, though running water was possibly meant. The priest made the water bitter by taking dust from the floor of the tabernacle and putting it in the water. Biblical scholars are ready to point out the symbolism of the dust, but no one has explained why it was used to make the water bitter. Wormwood or another bitter plant could have easily been used. But there is a logical explanation for the use of dust. The dust used to make the water of the jealousy offering bitter is the same agent that made the waters of Marah bitter. The dust scooped up by the priest from the floor of the tabernacle was the same dust that fell in the waters of Marah and in Egypt and elsewhere in the world. Dust from the planet Mars. We know that dust was present in the 10 plagues, including the plague of lice. To create the plague of boils, Moses and Aaron took handfuls of ashes from a furnace and sprinkled them towards heaven. The ashes became dust, which caused the boils and blains on man and beast. There was dust everywhere in Egypt. The sprinkling of the ashes from heaven, which turned into dust, signified where the dust came from. The dust fell from heaven. More specifically, it fell from the planet directly above the earth in the heavens. The Lord was actually quite explicit that dust fell from the heaven during the plagues. As Israel was about to enter into the promised land, Canaan, he made a promise and gave a warning. If Israel obeyed his commandments, it would become the greatest nation on earth. Conversely, if Israel became disobedient, the Lord promised a repetition of the plagues of Egypt. One of these promised plagues would be a rain of powder and dust from heaven. The plague would be so severe that it would destroy Israel.